What's cracking, everybody? Welcome to I'm Boo. Thanks for stepping through. Got one from the YouTube channel Elias Entertainment, the Mythical Pokemon's DNA, MEW, PokeNational. I'm loving these Pokemon channels popping up that are giving planet Earth Pokemon vibes or documentary Pokemon vibes. I'm digging it. The animation's great. I love to see Pokemon absorbed in different ways. So having fun with this, especially if it has anything to do with the original 250, which is where my heart resides. So let's check it out.
Deoxyribonucleic acid.
Hey.
It's a big word, I know.
DNA.
But you may recognize it by its abbreviated name. DNA, the blueprint of life. Every living organism contains DNA, which determines how the organism grows and changes. DNA is what links us to all other living beings on Earth. But how? How does DNA connect humans and plants? Why does
Footage source. Vermilion City Gym's systems engineer.
it form groups of creatures and branch off into different evolutionary paths? And
If you don't know why I'm laughing, it could mean it might. you have to be there. So back in the day, right when Pokemon first came out, the original people that were playing Red and Blue in the USA, there are these, like, I don't know if you want to call them urban rumors, urban legends, I don't know, but there was always these rumors going around and about how to obtain certain things. So one of them was, and I don't know if I would have caught this if they didn't mention Vermilion City Gym. I probably would have. But at some point in the game, I don't know if it was always there, but there's a truck in Vermilion City. And the gossip all around the world was that there were ways that you can obtain MEW, which you couldn't obtain MEW regularly in the game. You need a Game Shark or for it to get a special event where it had to get transferred to you, if I believe correctly. But you could obtain MEW from underneath the truck. MEW is underneath the truck. So there was a rumor going around that you had to get access to the truck via some keys. You had to find the keys to the truck in like the Celadon City Casino or something like that. You had to find the keys and come back. Obviously not true. None of it was true. And then there were some rumors out there that you could use strength and move the truck. I can't remember if there was any more than that, but that damn MEW, and of course I believed them all. And I tried them all. To no avail. There was also a rumor about Bill's had like a secret garden with all kinds of stuff. And then I think there were rumors about the baby Cubone. I don't remember what they were though. There was all kinds of things. But the only one that was true was the boy Missingo. Riding up and down, surfing on the coast of Cinnabar City, on the right coast there. There were some things you had to do before that, and sure enough, Missingo was real. It was a way to get unlimited items in your bag, and I think it depended on which slot. I don't know if they had to be in the 7th slot or the 9th slot. I can't remember. But if you captured Missingo, your game file is pretty much corrupted. All right, I'll shut the hell up. Man, that is a beautiful touch. Beautiful touch.
what does all of this have to do with one of the most elusive and mythologized Pokemon in the world, known as Mew?
Remember using those
Mew
pester
is
balls on
considered
Mew
to
and
be the
Pokemon
ancestor
Snap.
of all Pokemon, but how do we know that to be true? Mew is a nearly endangered species, and sightings of it are very rare. The only reliable place to find Mew is, for some reason, at an abandoned truck at the edge of Vermilion City's harbor. This limited ability to study Mew means we don't have much footage or documentation
Mew
of the
looks
creature's
adorable.
biology. However, from what we do have, we can trace a web of patterns left by DNA over hundreds of thousands of years through many other Pokemon, all eventually leading back to Mew. So how about we go a bit deeper to see how this all works? This is a cell. They are basic building blocks that make up creatures like me, you, and Mew. Cells have these little central units called a nucleus, and within the nucleus is DNA. DNA is shaped like a twisted ladder called a double helix, with the steps of the ladder formed by paired bases. There are 4 types of bases in DNA: adenine,
Feel like I'm in 7th grade right now.
cytosine, guanine, and thymine. The order in which these bases are aligned on the DNA dictates Mew's features, such as its pink skin, soft fur, and even its unique abilities. But when DNA is copied and reproduced, mutations sometimes occur. These changes are very natural, and evolutionary mutations can be
That's why cloning is,
beneficial and harmful. Each time a new Mew is born, slight changes may happen until the creature no longer resembles the original Mew. For example, one reason Mew has always been so elusive is because of its ability to disappear with a cloak-like camouflage, a trait that was traced back from ghost-type Pokemon. It is theorized that a Pokemon like Ghastly is a split evolution of Mew that evolved to have less form and shape in exchange for better use of this non-corporeal ability. But let's get even more specific. Try Magnemite, for instance. Magnemite are known and named for their ability to manipulate their own magnetism, which allows them to create electrical shocks and balls of energy. Fortunately, we have documentation confirming that Mew also possesses this ability.
Electro cannon.
It is theorized that much later in Mew's evolutionary line, when humans started industrializing, Mew evolved further.
Less stronger comparatively, but considering Mew's special attack power, it would technically be more stronger than what a Magnemite could provide at the same level. Maybe.
To fulfill additional roles, ultimately leading to the creation of what we now recognize as Magnemite. In the case of Magnemite, it has been posited that over many years, Mew's body adapted to manipulate the energy around it, changing from its psychic typing to electric, and maybe even ground at some point. These changes came and went, and Magnemite is just one of the many versions that evolved. So if that's the case,
I think this gives a great explanation for Mew using metronome.
maybe Mew isn't as mythical and rare as we think. If all Pokemon were once this pink little furball, then perhaps we don't live in a world of Pokemon. Maybe this is just the world of Mew.
Thank you, Professor Ginkgo, if I heard you correctly. Yeah, that was cool. It wasn't so much different from what, like, I think it was called Pokemon Planet offers. Or it's like following this creature, in its natural habitat. This is definitely extremely informational. The other one's informational too. But this is like breaking down its pokedex entry more so than anything, and giving a specific explanation. So, for example, Mythical Pokemon Mew here. The CGI was great, man. You can see the little furs, the individual furs on Mew, and Magnemite looked great as well. That was cool, man. I definitely hit the subscribe button. You definitely should too. That was dope. And of course, for me, it's close to home because, like I said, those first 250, Gen 1 and Gen 2 is where I make my, what's the phrase I want to use? I don't know what I'm trying to say, but yeah, Gen 1 and 2 are my favorites. Anyway, that's all I got to say about it. I appreciate everybody for stepping in. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, stay notified. Catch you on the next one.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.